Hey, welcome back to the Precision Data Analytics channel this evening. We're going to do an install of GhostBSD, so let's get this thing started here. I'll be dropping in and out during this stream just to save time. One thing we always like to do, change view to scale. This way it takes up the whole screen. Let's see, one. Now the install is like really simple. You literally just kind of like click right through the screens. You know, nothing really to do. Okay. Because what you start out with a live environment, I believe, and then you and then you just click on the install GhostBSD icon to begin. And of course, after immediately, what's the first thing after you do a new install? That's right, we run update. Who knows, maybe we will install a couple packages, because oddly enough, I don't think Python is installed by default, and certainly, you know, for some completely unknown reason, Emacs isn't installed by default either, okay? And of course, there's no databases installed. We can probably install DuckDB from the what do I call it, the App Store, for lack of a better, if you pardon the expression. So we go through this long install process. I'm going to pause the video, be back when this is done. Okay, here we are. As you can see now, we're on the live desktop. Next, we're going to come over and we're going to click Install BSD. Install GhostBSD. I said we want to install GhostBSD. Well, here we go. Let's start with English. Next. US, yes, do that. America, yes. Full disk configuration, yes. Something went wrong. Let's do this again. Keyboard models. Don't know about this one here. That's kind of an odd one, isn't it? Really don't know. Let's just go next. City by the bay. Sorry, I'm channeling Tony Bennett there and singing "Left My Heart in San Francisco." Let's give it New York, which is in the east. Full disk configuration, and yes, 81 gigabytes. Yes, that's correct. FreeBSD BIOS 30. Yes. Real name. Let's see. Ghost Master. Password as that's okay. As DT would say, a strong and complicated password. Not strong enough. Install. Let's just see what happens now. So we'll let this run for a couple minutes, so we can see because you have a progress bar down here. Stamping boot sector. New FS, ZFS, Alt I don't remember saying ZFS. Like I say, we'll just watch this for a couple minutes. And you can see our progress bar beginning to appear down there. By default, GhostBSD, I believe, uses a version of XFCE. Again, there's our progress bar down there. Okay. Let's come back here in a moment too. Okay, it looks like the basic part of the install is completed. Let's read this carefully. Installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. You can continue to use the live media, although any changes you make to let's do a restart. Because when it restarts, it's supposed to bring you back to the back to the back to the login screen, to the graphical login screen. Okay, but if it's doing it this way, then it should. Let's see what happens here. Because this is probably going to bring us back to the live environment, I would think. So we may need to, I don't know, we may need to, waiting for Ghost to initialize. Okay, so this isn't right because it's going to go back and try to do the install again. Okay. So let's come back up here. Storage. So we don't need this anymore because it's been installed. Now if this fails, I'm going to you know what? I'm not even going to bother anymore. Just to give you a heads up. If this doesn't boot correctly, that's it. No more GhostBSD. Because what the screen says, oh, if you unmount the object, right? BIOS drive C. So this should give us the graphical login screen for the desktop. And if it doesn't, well, that's a problem. Because the whole point of a simple installation is you don't have to do anything once it's installed besides log in. Okay. Oh, so it did work. Oh, look at this. I was probably wrong the first time I tried. Okay, good. Now we know I was just jumping the gun last time. Of course, jumping the gun is a reference what? Uh, to races, right? Races like Olympics and stuff. And you try to time the gun. Okay, let's just take a moment here. So this is right, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it is. Normally you would get a screen up here. Internet 10.0.2.15. Let's go System, Administration, Update Station. Now you can do this from the command line, but I just want to demonstrate how to do everything in a nice graphical way here, okay? Oh, look, it may have been running the update screen in the background without me asking. And once I start to update, I'll pause the video again, okay? Okay, good. Install updates. There we go. Let's pause the video here. It's not. Okay. When you first start up, you get a couple minutes, you'll see this icon up here. This is the update available icon. We'll get an update option here in just a moment. You can of course update from the terminal, but I want to show you how to do it the graphical user way. Okay. In future sessions, we're going to try to install a Python package manager called UI, which is, well, some of you will be happy to know, is written in Rust. So of course, we've got to install Rust on our system and UI, and then begin to install Python. Because interesting enough, I don't believe Python comes installed on GhostBSD, which doesn't make, no, you know what it is? It comes installed, but for some odd reason, well, no, it's not an odd reason. Python, okay, because by default, it doesn't install pip, but that's because pip is really is written for R and Mac OS. And what you have to do is you have to go to the system package manager, the install station. That's what it's called here. You have to go to software station and you install the individual Python packages through there, which is kind of an interesting way to do it. Oh, look, oh, see, so it does install Python, but it doesn't install pip. Okay. But we're going to come back. We're going to try to install Rust and the UV package manager. Okay. So I'm going to pause this video here and then come back when this installation is finished. Okay, our system is updated. So now let's install Emacs. This is by way of demonstration. So over here, software station. Alright, wait till this updates. And this will be the end of our first round of videos, okay? At some point we'll come back and do a second video. We'll try to install Rust and the UV package and environment management system. As you can see down here, it's trying to load the environment down there, syncing available packages. X. Yes. Interesting. So let's come down here. That's the basic one down there. So you see you got, this is no X, but we're just going to install Emacs, okay? Make sure there's nothing else down there. Emacs Wayland, Musi, not much Emacs, Timothy plus Emacs. Now, interesting thing about this is that I believe this is the Emacs version that Linus Torvalds, Linus, the developer of the Linux operating system. This is what he actually used. Now, I mentioned W3M is a text-based web browser. Okay, good, confirm. And like magic, when this is finished, you should see we should see Emacs in our menu. So again, if you want to install a Python package, you can install it through this software system station, okay? You can also install pip here, which means it should also work, but I haven't actually tried that yet. Of course, what we want to do is we want to use the UV package and environment management system, right?